Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you for our time together. I want us to go today back to the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 18. And I want you to learn a little lesson that sometimes you breeze through these passages and you miss. And the truth is this: David was a saver. Now, if you look beginning in verse 6, the Lord gave David victory everywhere he went. David took the gold shields carried by the officers of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. From Teba and Kun, towns that belonged to Hadadezer, David took a great quantity of bronze, which Solomon used to make the bronze sea, the pillars, and the various bronze articles. Now, that would be decades later, literally several decades later. Now you get down to verse 11. David dedicated these articles to the Lord as he had done with the silver and gold he had taken from all these nations. Now, later on in our reading this week, in fact, you really should be tuning in to our daily devotions on the radio or pick it up on the internet, 531 Radio. God has blessed us with a great radio stations, and every morning I have devotions and just read through scriptures. But later on this week, you're going to see that David had two different officials. One was in charge of the regular treasury of the king, and one was in charge of the treasury of dedicated things. That he and the other elders, when God gave them big victories and big blessings, they came and they brought articles of gold and silver and bronze and dedicated them to God. And these things were never spent. And so he had one man in charge of the regular treasury at the temple and one man in charge of the treasury of dedicated things. You wonder why Solomon could build this palatial temple with all this gold and silver and bronze. David and the men and the leaders of Israel had been saving for decades. Now here's the truth I want you to see. You need to have two kinds of savings in your family. One, regular savings, and one, special opportunities. When God gives you a big blessing or a 13th month, you take that and you set it aside, and that becomes your second great savings for the big projects in life.